Yes, sir. Commissioner Phillips?
Present.
Commissioner McAdoo?
Here.
Commissioner Boyd?
Here.
Commissioner Gooch? Commissioner Johnson?
Present.
Commissioner P?
Here.
Mayor?
Here. Chairman P, have you had an opportunity to review the minutes of the previous meeting?
I have, and I found them to be in order, and I make a motion for their approval.
We have a motion for approval on the minutes. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a second from Commissioner Boyd. All those in favor of approving the minutes say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. The minutes stand approved. This is our portion now where we have public comments. I don't think we had anybody signed up.
No, we did not.
We did not. But with such a large crowd, does anybody have a public comment? That's an excellent response. Thank you. With that, we will move to Chief Spence. You have surplus of weapons from the Rutherford County Sheriff's Office, I believe.
This is my original.
Yeah, I'm at this. Thank you.
We received 4 bids on 77 weapons that we're going to surplus. We're recommending taking Matthew Smitty, auctioneer and brokers bid at $14,500 for all the weapons.
He's a local guy.
Yes, sir.
Is he a dealer?
He's got his FFL license. We've got everybody to produce their license before we dealt with them.
Move to approve. Second.
Any further discussion? Let's wait for just a second. I see Chairman P down there. You good?
I was just
I wanna
looking
give
at the
everybody-
names, and I recognize several of these guys, so that's why.
I just want to make sure everybody has a chance to review it. If there are no objections, is there no further question or comment, we will call the roll. Carla?
Commissioner Phillips?
Aye.
Commissioner McAdoo?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyd?
Yes.
Commissioner Gooch? That's not here. Commissioner Johnson?
Aye.
Commissioner P?
Yes.
Mayor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Matthew Smitty will be awarded.
Thank you.
And
Join
we're going. Okay, I see what we're doing. Thank you very much. So we also have the sale. Oh, we got this gelding we talked about. Why don't you explain a little bit
Yes.
about what that is? We need some.
Our Mounted Patrol 501c3 bought a 13-year-old Chestnut Belgian Gelding back in April of this year. The horse has temperament problems, kicking, and it's a liability to the county, and we would like to sell it. If we can't sell it, we would like to donate it to an organization over in Chapel Hill.
Any discussion?
They eat a lot of hay in Belgium.
Yeah,
yes.
They're not like a walking horse,
Right.
brother.
Yes.
No, I'd make a motion to approve.
We have a motion from Chairman P for approval. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a second from Commissioner Boyd. When you get caught up, Carla, take the roll. We're going really fast.
Commissioner Phillips?
Yes.
Commissioner McAdoo?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyd?
Yes.
Commissioner Johnson?
Aye.
Commissioner P?
Yes.
Mayor?
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good evening.
Well, that's as quick as you've ever gotten out here.
I
Yes.
think so.
You lucky.
Yes. It's not coincidental that Sheriff Fitzhugh's on vacation either, is it? The fact that you got.
No comment, sir.
Next on our list is, we have new bids. Bishop, tell us what we're looking at today, please, sir.
So there are two bids that went out. One was for telematics and fleet management software, hardware package, and the other was for lawn care management for all 16 of the solid waste locations, basically lawn mowing, weed eating around our areas. That contract is up, and the fleet tracking is a new item that we're looking to add to.
Explain okay, let's talk, we're doing the fleet tracking first, we'll get to lawn care in a minute.
Yes, sir.
But explain the necessity of the fleet tracking, exactly what problem we're attempting to solve with this software solution.
So there are three main items that get addressed by this. One, the first is my most important, which is general safety of the operation of our vehicles. If these have cameras front and interior facing cameras that will they come on, they're taping 24/7 as the truck is moving down. We get information about their distance to the vehicle in front of them. If there's an incident or an accident, we get that data captured. It also allows us to, they give us notifications that when somebody's braking too rapidly or accelerating too fast or going over the speed limit with this video, it allows us to see that so that we can coach that out of our drivers to maintain safety throughout. The second thing is it monitors our maintenance schedules, so it's connected into the computer into the truck, so it tells us our maintenance schedules, lets us know, how much fuel we're consuming. It's all of that data that helps us to maximize our efficiency. And the final thing is and I had it in my head and I just forgot it.
So to what extent will this fleet management service help us extend the life of our vehicles, if any?
So it'll help us stay on top of our maintenance, on our generalized maintenance, because right now we work on we look and see kind of method to see what our mileage is, how much we're running, but some vehicles run more, their routes are different than others. We're kind of sporadic, and I remembered what the third thing was. They're all GPSed, so we'll be able to work out data metrics to find out how to best manage the times in between our different locations to maximize our ability to function within the county. So you brought me around back to remember. Thank you, Mayor. But the big thing will be, by being able to have digital logs, I can watch each truck in the fleet. I can see if we have a truck that has a series of problems that are as outstanding amongst something else. Maybe it could be something that could be a driver error that needs to be coached, or maybe there's a defect in the vehicle itself that needs to be addressed. One of the things we're seeing now, and as you know, over the 2 years that I've been here in the department, we've taken over a lot of the fleet maintenance and the larger repairs in-house instead of shipping them out, which has saved the county a considerable amount of money. This will maximize our ability to save that money and to maintain an adequate and smooth operating fleet.
We're not doing this now.
Well, we've been doing it on a test trial for a year with a company, and to see if these are things that we could use and how well it was going to work for us in the county.
So there's been a pilot internal to solid waste for the last 12 months
Yes.
to determine the feasibility of this.
At no
correct?
cost to us, I might add. It was the company Motive they gave us the hardware and software to use during this period of time, and have basically met with me on regular periods of time to figure out, tweak some of the way that the data is reported to us. They've trained me and Matt Davis at length on multiple occasions on what some of the uses and some of the things that could be involved that this would be and mean for us. I've also involved Cody York from the OIT, Director of OIT, to look at this software and hardware as well, and they were on the accounts and had the ability to kind of see the inner workings and check to make sure if it was going to be something that would be safe for us to use in the county.
If I could interrupt, Cody, is that why you're here?
Yes.
Okay, can you step? I do have some questions, or one question in particular. One of the things that you and I have talked about repeatedly, often, and will continue to repeatedly talk, is the security of our devices, our hardware and software within the Rutherford County government from malware and those kind of ransomware, those kind of things. I don't suppose this would be susceptible to that, but to what extent, if any, does this have any connectivity to our existing network?
Yeah, so it's a cloud-based solution. So they send an email. You can adjust the threshold, so you get an email if there's a hard braking situation or a rapid turn or something like that. And so the system sends you an email. You can preview it there. You can click on the link. It takes you to a website and log in. So none of this is actually on our network.
So
it's-
what
it's a
you're
very
telling,
secure-
what you're telling us is this would not have any access to our current network within Rutherford County. Would that be accurate?
That's
So
correct.
if it got, for some bizarre reason, if it got hacked into, disabled, or compromised in some way, our existing network would be secure, correct?
That's correct.
Okay. Good. Any questions from the committee?
Was this brought to Public Works?
It was in my budget for my original budget. It wasn't discussed in the budget at length. This is something at the time when we were going through the pilot area in there. It was one of the things I think I've mentioned when I initially came into this position.
Yeah, I don't recall it, that's why I was asking, so. Don't think it's a bad idea, I'm just curious why we hadn't seen a little more of it.
It was a request for bids. We had one respondent, is that correct?
Yes.
Can, Bishop, can you review the response for us, please?
Yes, I will.
Thank you.
Are you just now seeing these?
I sent very specific questions out based on my experience with the year. And this is the first time I've opened up this package or I've looked at anything that was in it.
Well, it'd be inappropriate for you to see it beforehand, so
Yeah,
that
yeah.
is the correct answer.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No, these are.
If that was a trick question, Chairman, that was an excellent trick question.
What I'm checking for right now is just to make sure that the questions that I had in the RFP are in here. And addressed.
How many people did we send this out to?
Was
We
it?
sent it to 4, was what Bishop had sent, and I had a couple of responses from the legal ads to send out to other various people. Probably about 7, I think,
Okay.
total.
I got
Make sure we're getting them out with only one response.
I got a couple calls back to people that were after the deadline today, so it was, I don't understand that, but,
A lot of this is concerning the operation of on page 45, Bishop.
yes, that's the,
I'm
let me
up-
get at the cost proposal.
Is that the cost proposal that I'm
Yes.
looking at? And the print is so small, I can hardly read it with my glasses. Is that $84,424?
$84,424, and is that, let me look and see if that's,
Is a representative of motive here?
Yes.
Are we reading that correctly? Can you
Uh,
identify yourself, please?
Yeah. Hi, my name is Nikki or Nicole Revere. I live up in Nashville, Tennessee. I work for Motive. We've been working with Bishop and Matt on this test pilot and trial. The quote that you're seeing, that is for a 3-year total over the 3 years.
Okay, so I want to make sure I'm reading this correctly. It's a 3-year contract at a price of a total cost for 3 years of $84,424. Is that correct?
I believe so, yes. Sorry, I don't have it directly in front of me.
I would like for you to, if you'll come sit at the table, because this is important that,
Ask-
over here next to us.
Okay.
there says 36 months, yeah.
so I guess my question for Nikki is, the hardware cost, which looks like it is $34,452, is that will that be split up along the 3 years as well? So when I divided this into three, I got $28,141.33.
Yeah, so that will be the total cost yearly. The hardware costs we're actually waiving on the agreement, so there's gonna be no hardware costs for the county. We'll offset that cost and we'll cover it for you guys. So the only thing that you guys would be paying for essentially would be the software subscription side of things. And then that would be the 28,000 over the 3 years. And that would be for, I believe it was 29 vehicles and 18 asset trackers.
So what, is it Nikki?
Yes.
So Nikki, what if Bishop were to purchase another vehicle or replace a vehicle? How would we go about equipping that particular vehicle as it relates to the contract?
Yes, so we will, as far as any replacement devices go, if you swap out a vehicle and you need a new vehicle, what we do is we actually will just replace the cable for you.
Okay.
So the hardware will work vehicle to vehicle.
Okay.
The only thing that's different as far as connection goes would be the cable connecting it, because different trucks have different diagnostic ports.
What if he expands his fleet?
Yeah, if he expands his fleet, you guys would be in a price lock as the county. So for a minimum of a year, after that, it depends on market margins. Now, all that to be said, there's ways around that. We'd meet with you guys, we discuss kind of options. The only thing that would change potentially would be hardware cost. Later on, if you added on units, you guys didn't want to renew a contract, but you guys had like 6 months left, for example. And you guys wanted to add on like 30 more vehicles, but you're going to say, hey, at the end of the 6 months, we're done with this.
Right.
We wouldn't be able to make the money back if we don't charge hardware, so at that point, there'd be a hardware cost if you don't want to renew. If you guys do want to renew or look at repositioning an agreement, that's always an option as well. It'd always be communicated before any order forms or documents are sent to you guys. As far as software costs, that will stay the same throughout the entire length of the contract. Anytime you renew, software costs will stay the same. Only potential charges that would change really would be the hardware. If, again, you guys want to add on a bunch, there's not a lot of time left on the contract, and you guys don't want to renew.
And software and hardware maintenance is a part of this agreement?
Yes, yeah. So if anything, any updates that we send out and any new
Patches, update, version updates,
Yep.
hardware, anything like that is included in the contract. Is that correct?
Correct, yes. Yeah, so any software at all just gets pushed automatically over a firmware update. Hardware, all hardware has a 5-year warranty on it, so anything happens to that hardware within 5 years, we'll replace it for you guys free of charge.
Sorry, gentlemen.
Could you provide a list
May I add
of
one more in, sir?
recommendations?
Hold on. Yes, sir. Can you identify yourself?
Philip Ray with Motive. I live in Nashville, or Cookeville, which is Tennessee, and work for Motive here in Nashville. Wanted to address the contract. When you do add a unit, it's added into the existing agreement, not on a separate contract or a new start date. So if we do have 5 new vehicles, or we would like to place another division of the public sector into that, it's added into that
So
existing.
that
agreement.
contract, that portion of the contract would then be prorated?
That's correct.
Okay.
Absolutely.
That's what I thought. Thank you. Chairman Phillips, my apologies. Go ahead.
Just, could you provide a list of recommendations you did?
Yeah, you mean as far as like a,
Customers?
Reference list?
Yes.
yes, yeah, we sent over a reference email to Bishop, or not to Bishop, but into the RFP packet, essentially.
And there's a letter of recommendation on page 69 as well.
And to reiterate, you've been using this for a year?
Yes,
And-
for a little over a year.
And that's one vehicle or?
2 vehicles and one piece of the tank that we haul the leachate with. We've had it on there to kind of monitor
Okay.
movements and to do some tests with geofencing, which is an alert that lets us know when we enter a certain area. We placed a geofence around Middle Point landfill so that I could time when how long my trucks were inside of the landfill and how long it was taking for us to do turns that way. The budget, I have more than enough money in my budget to cover the cost of this year, and can reduce the budget cost that I allocated for this next year in anticipation for the next 3 years to cover that.
Are you making a recommendation?
I'd like to make a recommendation that we go with Motive and engage in a contract with them.
Budget you put together, is this consistent with that?
Yes, sir.
So moved.
Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion?
One,
Yes, sir,
has
Mr.
the
Chairman
county
McAdoo.
attorney looked at it? County attorney?
looked at the RFP.
Contract,
We're the first people to put eyes on them. So before we'd sign anything, of course,
we
we'd
will
want.
make sure the county.
Yeah, and we have a legal team as well that we can have work with the county. I know a lot of the times in government spaces and sectors, it'll be a custom contract and it won't just be our standard terms and conditions.
So your motion's contingent upon approval by the
County
county
attorney.
attorney?
That would be correct.
Personally, I witnessed a couple of our trash trucks laying on their side over on Craner Road for one. Took a curve a little sharp, and then we don't have any shoulders on the roads out in our area. Last gas is either. But is that what the main thing is?
We have deep ditches.
Or is it kind of intrigued me, you saying that you have, you can put up a geofence and time that. That's a good idea. I can see the use of that. But is it mainly tracking your drivers and ensuring their safety or being safe? If you find somebody that's not being safe, you're basically saying, hey, you retrain or out the door?
One of the deficits of my role here is I've got a fleet of drivers that are out there in big, 60,000 pound trucks driving around the city of Murfreesboro and all over the county. And I can't see when they're doing good and I can't see when they're not. And there's no way to train them if I don't know what's going on with them. This offers us an opportunity to be able to, if I see somebody that's hard braking as a normal occurrence, if I see somebody that's speeding, if I see somebody that's taking curves too hard or going too fast down Craner Road, if I get a call from a citizen that says your truck was driving, way over the speed limit down Craner Road, I can look at the system and I can see it. It tells me the speed limit of the speed on the truck. I can see the camera of the driver's face. It removes that initial discussion and it takes it to another place where it's like, hey, look, this is what I've got. We need to approach this in a different way, and it can give me an option to be able to train that driver to be the quality driver that we need to have out there to protect our public.
Well, and that brings me to another question I had, and I'll try to be short here. Cameras that are on it, you say there's some facing forward and rear, or?
They're both. So you can see the front of the truck and the driver at the truck at all times whenever we need it. So
you're saying you have a camera going out the windshield?
So this camera right here has a camera going out, and then at the same camera is looking back in at the driver. And it'll let us know if the driver's on the cell phone. It'll let us know. We had an incident not too long ago with a driver in a truck that had motive enabled in it that had a less than 5 mile an hour accident while they were queuing in line at the landfill. They ran into the back of another truck. My first concern was the driver on his cell phone? Was he doing something that he wasn't supposed to be doing? So we brought up the footage. This footage we had to recall. We notified motive, said, hey, we'd like to get this information back. It was within 15 minutes that they had pulled it back up for us, and we were sitting together viewing it, me and Matt, and you could see the truck in front of it. You can see the driver. What he did was he reached over to grab his clipboard so that he could start filling out his paperwork, and he took his eyes off the road, and his foot must have come off of the brake a bit, and he rolled slowly into the front of the truck. So it was an opportunity for me to sit the driver down, show him, ask him what happened, and he responded to me honestly, and I said, that gives me a little bit to go by, and then we talked about, hey, this is what we could do differently in the future. And the other thing with the geofencing is it helps me if I geofence all of our locations, which I didn't do on this trial because we're trying to feel out the bugs. But if I geofence each one of our convenience centers and our recycling center locations, my times per truck in between each, I've got that data, and then I can see, I can compare apples to apples when I'm sending drivers to different things. And although we don't want to become commercial when it comes to making people stick to production times, it does let me know if there's some things that we could be doing. Maybe perhaps I have a driver that doesn't feel comfortable doing certain activities, or it helps me understand what's going on in that part of my department a lot better, which, number one in my department is safety. I want everybody to go home and every citizen that they come into contact with to go home at the end of the day. And then the other items, the financial benefits are there and clear as well. The money we can save in maintenance, on our vehicles. It'll help make me more efficient at being able to keep our fleet on the road at the lowest cost. And that's why I was interested in it in the first place. And I will admit I was rather skeptical that this could work in the beginning. And I've been a very tough trial period for Motive and their staff. And they've taken every punch in stride and have really helped to develop what I believe will be a product that we'll be able to use for at least 3 years.
Well, the reason I was asking about cameras is, it seems like every time I get on the highway behind a trash truck, and I'm not talking about one of ours, I've never had one of ours have stuff fly off, but 3 different times I've got behind. One of them was a Murfreesboro City truck. Some comes flying out the back. I'm having to dodge lanes just to keep from running over a big piece of brush or trash or something. Will it show that also?
No, it won't look on the back of because the cameras, it's too delicate for the cameras to be back there. However, when I get a call from you who's just said, hey, a piece of trash just flew out of the back of your truck, I can look and see through the GPS, was my truck there at that location? What truck was it that was at that location? And then I can deal with it from that perspective.
Okay, thank you.
We have a motion and a second. Do we have any further questions or comments? Seeing none, Bishop recommends Motive, and with that, we'll take the vote. Carla?
Yes, sir. Commissioner Phillips?
Yes.
Commissioner McAdoo? Commissioner Boyd?
Yes.
Commissioner Johnson?
Aye.
Commissioner P?
Yes.
Mayor?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bishop, talking about lawn care services, thank
Yes.
you. Thank you very much for coming, Cody. I appreciate it.
Yes,
Cody.
thanks,
It
Cody.
was quite relevant here today. Thank you.
So I think this is my exit
sir.
from the table as well.
Yes, thank you very much. It was a pleasure.
Thank you.
Such a pleasure meeting y'all. Have a great evening.
You too. We got 2 bids. Yes, for lawn care.
Bishop, tell us what the lawn care services is for, if you don't mind.
Mowing and weed eating for our 14 convenience centers, Haley Road Recycling Center, and around the administrative area at Landfill Road. So it's a total of 16 locations. It's bi-monthly or as needed, depending upon, I kind of left that up in the RFP to what they wanted. This company.
And this is to begin when?
It can begin immediately upon approval. The end of the contract that we have was the end of August with the current lawn care service that we
All right. So here we are at the end of August, and so we are at the middle of October. Most everything's died off, Bishop.
Yes.
It doesn't rain, everything.
How many respondents do we have,
We
Carla?
got 2.
Okay,
Yes.
We're good.
Okay.
I've only got one.
Do we have a name of this company?
This is, she's sitting right back here, right here.
And your name is?
Sierra Booth.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Booth. And who is our second respondent? Have you opened it?
Short and sweet, lawn
Short
care.
and sweet.
Yes. Okay, and then the second guy, he is here as well. He's in the back corner.
Is that you, sir?
Yes.
Can you tell us your name?
Chris.
Chris, do you have a last name?
Pope.
Pope? P-O-P-E? Thank you, sir. And is that Mr. Pope's?
Mm-hmm.
Excellent.
Yes. And but hand me that one back, okay?
This one?
Whenever you get done.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I'll let you look at it. Okay, here's the second one. Here's a copy of the second one. I'll pass that down. Here's yellow. And another one.
I am prepared to make a recommendation.
Can you say that a little louder?
I am prepared to make a recommendation.
You are prepared to make a recommendation?
Yes, I am.
Both of them licensed and insured.
It appears they are.
Let's see it on one of them.
I might have it on
It's okay.
the
as long-
first
As long
one.
as it's there.
I have certificate of liability on both.
Okay.
I have
Yes.
compliance form, Miranda divestiture, subrecipient. So the two prices we have here, the short and sweet, comes in at a total monthly of $10,200.
That was for Ms. Booth, correct?
Yes, sir.
And that was for 8 months?
And that's, the total from March to October was $81,600. I have CNC Lawn Care and Irrigation Service, I believe that's Mr. Pope. Mr. Pope has $3,500 per month, year-round, for a total of $42,000 annually, which breaks down roughly to $218.75 per location monthly. I believe I would like to recommend that CNC Lawn Care and Irrigation Service be awarded this contract.
Mr. Pope, I have a question for you, if I may. Can you come up here, please, sir? So, you're on television right now, Mr. Pope. This is your big moment.
Okay.
You're Chris Pope, correct,
Yes,
with
sir.
CNC Lawn Care?
Yes, sir.
How long have you been in business?
My dad started it 25 years ago,
And how long have you been doing this?
15 years.
Okay. So this isn't your first
No, sir. No, sir.
rodeo?
No, sir. Are y'all familiar with Murfreesboro? Pretty good, I would assume. You know St. Mark's Church? We've maintained it for 16 years now.
Okay. Questions from the committee?
I'll make a motion to approve his recommendation.
We have a motion and a second. I mean, a motion. Do we have a second?
I second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion or questions from the committee? Seeing none, the recommendation is for CNC Lawn Care for a price of $42,000 annually for the listed sites. Is that correct, Bishop?
Yes, sir.
That is your recommendation?
That is my recommendation.
Carla, call the roll.
Yes, sir. Commissioner Phillips?
Yes.
Commissioner McAdoo?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyd?
Yes.
Commissioner Johnson?
All right.
Commissioner Pease?
Yes.
Mayor?
Yes.
Thank you.
Carl Pope is listed on there.
Yes, sir. That's my father.
Is there an original with this, Carla, that we will sign?
Yes, I have it right here,
Okay,
but,
thank
Mr. President, if I could get you to print your name and sign
Yes,
it right
ma'am.
here.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. Yeah. And then I'll pass that around. Yes. Thanks so much for coming.
Thank you very much.
Is this yours? Yeah, you can have that one. That.
Thank you, Bishop.
Thank you, Commissioner. Mayor?
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Am I supposed to follow up with Mr. Wagner on
If you want to go out there and
Okay.
chat with them, then
Yeah,
I'll
that'd
send
be
you
appropriate.
a nice little letter. Thank you.
Just sign up here.
Yeah, let me rearrange
Never
this
smoke
real
on
quick,
campus.
actually.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's what the phone was.
Byron, I was almost forgetting about you. I was getting ready to call it. I was fixing to adjourn this meeting. I'm going, why are you still here? I know.
We'll get you out here real
That
quick.
too.
Okay. Yes, thank you very much.
Get rid of things.
All right.
Sorry to keep y'all waiting.
The next item on our list for new bids is an RFQ from the Rutherford County Health Department for architecture engineering services. That great. Byron, why don't you tell us what we're trying to do?
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mr.
Mayor.
Mayor. We issued a request for qualifications to architectural and engineering firms pursuant to some improvements we're looking to make at the health department based on some grants that we got through the commission last year. A great deal of these deal with specific to administration of vaccines. One big thing we're looking to do is paving a roadway to connect our two parking lots. That would allow us to have a true drive-through situation instead of routing people in a circle in the back of the parking lot. The state is also, they're doing several of these projects at health departments statewide. We're looking to put a canopy shelter over that drive-through that will allow our staff to issue these vaccines out of the elements. Med room expansions will allow our storage of these vaccines in a bigger, better, well-lit place with better humidity control and so forth. There's also a negative pressure room in Smyrna we're looking to build to aid with our tuberculosis efforts there. And then hopefully nurse station remodels that we'll do for our nurses stations that aid in productivity and the processes there.
Excellent.
We received 2 bids.
2 bids?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And there was a lot that was sent. Y'all can look at the original.
Yeah, we don't, I don't, yeah, Mac and I
You
can
guys
share.
can look at that, pass that down. That one was from Candace Schreiber, Michael Hinman Architects.
Michael Hinman, Architects.
Yes.
Yeah. This is the first one?
Yes.
Are you familiar with this firm? Is anybody familiar with this firm, Michael Hinman? I am not.
Did the state help you out with these contracts?
They did. They're working with Ernst & Young to proctor some of these grants, but we are kind of doing it on a county by county basis. So we're working through the county's procurement process.
And the second one came in from Johnson and Bailey Architects. That's the original.
This is Mr. John Blair. He's our assistant director at the health department. A lot of you probably know
Venerable
him.
John
Yes.
Blair.
That's right.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. For us, Johnson and Bailey were the architects who designed our Murfreesboro Health Department. They did a fantastic job.
That's right. John made,
Where are y'all located?
West Burton Street.
Here's
next to the judicial building.
Commissioner Phillips. Here's the next second bid. Pass that one down. Thank you.
Merv Wittenberg. I'll be. I cannot find. Their bid.
I was curious, as this is a request for qualifications, would there be a bid involved? Or
Probably
would it be
not.
an hourly rate or just?
Well, if it's an RFQ, there wouldn't necessarily be a bid in here. There could be, but it's just a, yeah, this is just basically to highlight their particular expertise. Yep. Byron, you have 3 options before you. You can make a recommendation, you can reject them, you can recommend that we reject them, or you can ask to take them under advisement, at which point you would come back at the next stated meeting with your hopeful recommendation.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Given that, we would like to take these under advisement and hopefully come back with a recommendation at a future date.
Excellent choice. I'm not trying to tell you, I mean,
Not at all.
we would certainly seriously consider your recommendation if you had one. But I always like it when we take things under advisement.
This
It means
one
we've
is-
studied it.
It's not as clear cut as the last one you
No,
had up here.
not, but nonetheless, are there any questions from the committee with regard to Mr. Gumby's request to take it under advisement?
These are qualifications. Will there be a bid?
There will be a bid, but it will not be part of an RFP because it's an engineering service. We will base our selection upon the qualifications, and it will then have to be within the parameters of the budget that's been appropriated.
Could another firm besides these two come to us when we do bid this?
Only
out?
if these two were rejected.
Okay.
And which would then, again, if Mr. Gumby decided that he did not want to accept either one of these, then we would, at that point, be obligated to request for additional qualifications. Yes, sir.
We will give these due consideration.
How's the vaccination process going?
If we can, Chairman Phillips, if we can conclude the matter with a motion and a second.
We need to do that?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Can we have a motion to?
Move to take it under advisement.
Thank you, sir. Do we have a second? We have a second. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it. Now, talk about the vaccination. Thank you, Chairman.
Wondered how things are going.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Pursuant to something you brought up at our last Health and Ed, we're excited. We're going to let you know that we're doing a drive-through vaccine at one of the new public health and safety buildings, the one in Kittrell. So that'll be November 1st from 9 a.m. till noon. So we'll get our feet wet out there doing what we do.
Is that flu or COVID?
That will be a flu vaccine specifically. We will have the COVID vaccine available at both clinics very soon. There's been some hiccups just getting the processes worked out with those. They're available in some commercial markets already, but we'll have them at the health department very soon.
Great. Any other questions? Thank you very much.
Thank you
Good
all.
job.
We have
You're welcome.
one other order of business for the committee, and at the last committee meeting, Chairman P requested that we change the meeting date. And so I asked the committee to reach out to Rachel for a recommendation for a time and a date. And what we have is I'm going to reread these based on what was taken. Chairman Johnson had no preference. Commissioner P, you requested the second Tuesday after the first Monday, following the third time after we've met next to you.
There you go.
I don't even know what all that means, Commissioner, but thank you.
It does not stay
Yeah,
like that.
I think we got some, anyway, second Tuesday after first Monday, Trey Gooch, second Tuesday, at 4:30. Chairman McAdoo, no preference. Chairman Phillips, second Tuesday, and then, Commissioner Boyd, no preference. So it looks like the second Tuesday
After the first month.
after the first Monday, if that's okay with
That-
everybody. If you can look at your calendars just for a moment, I would appreciate that, because that is a little different than just the second Tuesday.
That will always be the week of our county commission meeting. This will be on a Tuesday, county commission meeting will be on Thursday.
Do we have any other committee meetings on that Tuesday?
No.
Okay, is there any reason, because of the notification of the agenda, Chairman Phillips, that any action taken by this committee would have to only be considered the following full commission meeting of the following Thursday? So do we have to wait 30-plus days before anything that comes out of this committee to get, you see what I'm saying? We only have 2 days. I'm looking at what we tried to do is probably be timely with the agenda, is all I'm saying.
The next meeting would be November, so we really only got 2 meetings this month. You're the chairman sets all the meeting dates.
I understand, and the chairman's trying to be accommodating to the request that the vice chairman made, and so I don't have a strong preference other than we do it at 4:30. we do it at 4:30, as long as I got it on the calendar and I can work around that, then I'm pretty much good any day. My only issue, it's not even an issue, my only question is we have tried really hard the last few months with the commission agenda to have it out for the public. And so any action taken by this committee on that Tuesday is there the potential it could go on the next full commission meeting, which is only 2 days hence?
It could
That's
go-
my,
It probably would not go on the agenda, but we could add it under other business.
okay.
And that wouldn't be a problem. We do that all the time.
Okay, I just want to make sure we're anticipating. I don't think it'll be a problem either,
No.
but if there were something that we needed to do, it wouldn't be an issue as far as you're concerned.
Yeah, normally it's brought up on the consent agenda.
That's true. That's an excellent point.
That meeting date, we don't have to do it this year. We could wait and do it January if you want to, but did you say that it could be done as early as next month?
Yeah.
All we need to do is create a notification, a public notice request. That's the only thing left we have to do.
Okay.
So what we would need is a motion and a second on, if I understand it right from Chairman P, the first Tuesday,
Second
Tuesday after the,
First Monday. Second Tuesday following first Monday.
second Tuesday after the first Monday at 4:30, beginning in the month of November.
I'll make that.
That would be the
formal
motion. Okay.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor, I'm not going to repeat it, of that motion, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it.
Carly's got it down, so.
Yeah, I'm not going to repeat it.
November 14th.
I got it right one time, that's all that's necessary.
November 14th
Yes, sir.
and December,
December, I don't know that one.
I got it here. December 12th.
Yes, sir.
Any other business before the committee? Seeing none, we're adjourned.